Robert, an ambassador for Christ. As you know where I go, the kingdom goes. Remember, like, subscribe, share, and eat the fish, better the bone. Some things you may agree with, some things you may not. Now, this is quite amazing. It's quite powerful. For me, anyway, it is. It's deep. Now, I'm going to give you some powerful insight into the Illuminati, or powerful insight into the Freemasons, right? Now, as you know, I always say that, you know, Freemasons and Bilderbergers and Illuminati talk is baby food. I don't really see it as that important sometimes. I kind of stay away from it, all right? Because there's a lot of information online about the Freemasons, about the Illuminati, and everybody, they're going crazy over it, all right? But this is where it's deep. The stuff I've heard and the stuff you've heard, it's always second or third hand knowledge. It's always, someone's done a video about it, but the person who's done the video, you don't even know that person who's done the video, and the person who's done the video has only done that video through research, right? More time. You see them doing exposés of Rihanna and exposés of this and this exposed and that exposed. That is just through research, personal research that the person has done. Now, this is where it's deep. For the first time in my life, it's happened twice, but the other day, I actually got first-hand account of the Freemasons. If I say first-hand account or first-hand information, not from a YouTube video, I mean, I'm talking to somebody and they're telling me, and I'm like, that's crazy. And now what am I saying? Now, I have a friend, and he is part of the oil and gas industry. I'll leave it there. He's in the oil and gas industry. And he said to me that he was an engineer and he moved up levels. Okay, he moved up, he was an engineer, then you get a main engineer, you get this engineer, you know, you supervisor, and you go up to a managing engineer, or you manage a team, you manage projects, okay? And he said to me that when he got to the management level, him and his friend got approached by Freemason, by someone from a lodge, okay, who's in the industry as well, but they're higher up. One of the top managers approached them and said, invited them to come to the lodge, the Freemason lodge, and my friend declined, but his friend accepted. So what happened is that his friend now has to pay money to the Freemasons or to the lodge. It's called a charitable contribution. He has to pay that for life, all right? And because he's gone to the lodge, he gets helped out. He gets boosted to the next levels. Now, my friend told me, he said, listen, if you get to a certain level in an industry, you can't go any further unless you become part of a society, whether it be the Skulls, whether it be the Freemasons. And he said to me, they help each other out. So if you get to a management level, you can't become a senior manager or a CEO. You can't go any higher unless you pledge yourself or join the lodge. Now, if you don't join the lodge, you plateau. You can't go no further. You stop right there where you are. You can't go no higher. Now, he's talking to me and I'm like, that is crazy. And he said to me that his friend, who is now part of a lodge, he's at home learning Egyptian hieroglyphics. He's at home learning hieroglyphics, Egyptian hieroglyphics, because he has to learn them to be able to move forward in the Freemason society. To move forward, he has to learn these hieroglyphics. And I thought, wow, that is bonkers. And he was saying to me that it's like karate. You go through white belt, red belt, orange belt, yellow belt, black belt, and you have to do katas, to be able to move to the next level. He said that's what's happening. He has to learn these hieroglyphics and go to the place to be initiated, that he understands what's going on. Now, as I said, the information we get about Freemasons is always like from someone else, like it's from a video or something. I'm telling you, I spoke to somebody who's had first-hand experience, and it blew my mind. I thought, wow, if you want to get anywhere in life, you want to get higher through certain societies, certain bang. Listen, he said to me, right? He said, this is deep. He said to me that they have friends in the DVLA. Here in England, we've got a DVLA. That's the people who run the right driving license. So if you anything to do with driving on the road, driving license, it all comes from the DVLA. And he said to me that the top people from the DVLA, they're from the lodge. They're from different lodges. And so if you're part of the lodge and you want to get a driving license, you just speak to that person. He'll say, yep, no problem. I'll get the driving license sent to you next week. No, don't take a test. Because they're part of the lodge, he goes and gets done. He said to me also that the heads of the education system who do the marking for your GCSEs or your A-levels or your degree markings, if you're part of the lodge, you can speak to that person and say, okay, my daughter needs to get A stars in English. And they'll say, okay, no problem. And we'll post it out to you. And they mark it A stars and send it out. And I'm like, you're lying, man. You have to be lying. He goes, no, I'm not lying. I'm telling you exactly what's going on. And I thought, that is crazy. It goes even deeper. If you're still here, it's even deeper than that. Check this out, right? In 1998, I used to be a delivery driver, and I used to deliver shopping to this old guy, black guy, right? And he was wheelchair ridden. He had a catheter. He was crippled. He had swollen feet. He was really messed up. Black guy, okay, in London. So I was talking to him, and he said to me that he showed me pictures of him. He was all standing up, young, tie. He said that he was high up in the is it judicial system, in the judges system. He was high up. He was part of the Freemasons, part of the lodge, and he was high up, and he'd been promoted in the judging area. The law area, okay, justice area. He was being promoted, but you know what happened? He wanted to become a Christian. He gave his life to Christ, and as soon as he gave his life to Christ, he had a car accident. As soon as he gave his life to Christ, he had a car accident, and the car flipped over 4 times, and it broke his back, and all sorts of madness happened to him. And he said to me that, I was talking to him, and he said that what happened is that when he left the lodge, and he said he would become a Christian, they sent demons to kill him. But obviously that was thwarted, because he ended up with just having a broken back and in a wheelchair, but he didn't die. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't spoken to the guy for years, but I know that through his disability, God still gets glory and praise, and people still get testimonies, and people will be healed through his testimony. Because there's a guy online, he's got no arms and no legs, but yet he talks about Jesus, and he's got a mic here. He talks about God, and he's a motivational speaker. I forgot the guy. He's really, obviously he's short. He's got no arms, no legs. He's got one little finger that comes out of his shoulder, and he's giving God glory, and people are being set on fire because of this guy, because he's got no arms, no legs. He's talking about God. He's full of fire, and people who have got arms and legs, they're thinking like, wow, if he can do it. do you understand what I'm saying? So the same thing with him. So I said to him, you know what, the demon they sent after you was called Sonamora. He went, I said, the demon's name for the Freemasons is called Sonamora. And he said to me, how do you know about Sonamora? That's what he said to me. I said, the reason why I know about Sonamora, that demon that runs the Freemasons, is because there was a wizard in Africa who became a bishop. He taught us about all these demons in our church, what their name is, what their head is, what they do. There's a guy he was a witch doctor or something like that in Haiti, I think. Something like that. He's a Christian now. He starts to talk about the names of all these demons, what they look like and where they're controlled. He goes into it deep. So what I'm trying to say is that over every issue and problem in the world, there's a demon over it, a principality over it with a name. And it can be called out and cursed and brought down with the blood of Jesus Christ. So anyway, he said to me that no one knows about Sonamora. You only know about that demon over the Freemasons that's called Sonamora if you're in a certain level of the Freemasons. And this wizard guy from Africa, who's now a bishop, he was up there. This African guy, this bishop, he used to be a wizard in Africa. He used to be a wizard. He said to us in church that he used to go to the cemetery and lay in a coffin and do all these crazy rituals at night time in Africa. And he said that this and that will happen. He started to go deep, go into the inner workings of how the demonic system works. I just digressed there. So what am I trying to say? I'm just trying to show you that I had first-hand information about the Freemasons and about the Illuminati, and this stuff is really, really true. Not that it has any bearing on your life, because you're in Christ. You worship and praise God every day. Don't worry about it. But I'm just trying to say that stuff is happening. But I don't put so much importance on it, because I put more importance on God and on the God of the Bible. Do you know what I mean? I don't put no that much importance on that sort of stuff there, because it doesn't grow me spiritually. Do you understand? It's Robert, an ambassador for Christ. Sorry about the ramble and the ranting, and I just went off on one. But I find it really interesting. I found that very interesting. Being able to speak to somebody firsthand, it was blowing my mind. Like, this is wacky. Anyway, it's Robert, an ambassador of Christ. And as you know, I go, the kingdom goes. Remember, like, subscribe, share. See you guys next time on next video. Stay blessed, all right?